Beacon. The next day.
Team Ruby dorm.
Blake. Well, that was a long day. But I feel much better with less criminals off the streets. Ruby. At least we got more time to unwind after that whole mess. Jaune. Guys, I told you about me holding something back.
Ruby. Yang.
Blake. You don't have to if you don't want to. Jaune. Yeah, I know. But listen. When I was a kid, me and Ruby were born from different mothers, but Summer Rose is my mom. She treated me like her own, like Ruby. I never knew my real mother, but I always wondered why. Why she left us, why she left me. Dad never tell, and my Uncle Crow, her twin brother, never said a word. So one day I tried to look for a trace of her, and in my better judgment, I took my little sister who was asleep at the time. There I was, a small stupid girl, dragging her sleeping little sister in a wagon, walking in a Grimm-filled forest. I would have just given ourselves in a silver platter, but good thing our Uncle Crow was looking for us, and was able to save us from my stupidity. It was then on if I were to look for her, I must be strong to not only protect myself but others as well. She shows a picture of her parents' team as they all look at the stroking similarities. Jaune. Well, I know what's it like to look for answers. But how obsessive you were when you were a kid is concerning. Jaune. You do have to worry about that. I toned it down a bit, but I admit I was a little obsessed with finding an answer. Blake. Yeah, I know what you mean. Jaune. So, what's the plan for today? Ruby. Like we said, we're gonna help you feel like a normal kid. Jaune. Yep, let's go out to Vale. Blake. I have nothing else to do, so why not?
Jaune. Blake?
Aren't you forgetting something?
They all looked to Blake, who was not wearing her trademark bow.
Blake. I'm following Jaune's example and not being ashamed of who I am. Jaune. Gotta admit, Blakey, you look cuter like that. Ruby. Yeah, Blake, you look way better. Blake. Thanks.
When they were going out, they were stooped by Weiss, who was standing next to their door.
Jaune. What is it now, Schnee? Weiss. I want to talk to you. Jaune crossed his arms.
Jaune. I'm listening.
Weiss. I was wrong. Looking back at all I've done and hearing you compare me to my father, I realized I was behaving no better than him. All of that time and effort to break free from him made me hard-hearted. I know how I treated you was wrong, and I don't know how I can make it up to you. But I wish to start over. Greetings, my name is Weiss Schnee, Huntress in training,
she said, disregarding her title of heiress.
She puts her hand out for a handshake. Jaune lets out a breath and smiled as he shakes her hand. Jaune. The name is Pietro Polendina, Hedgehog Faunus. Weiss. So, what are you guys doing? Ruby. We're heading to town to show Jaune around. Weiss. That sounds nice. Can me and my team join you guys? I want to treat them today.
Yang. Sure.
The more the merrier.
She went into their dorm room and came back with her team.
Nora. Come on, Rennie, we're going on an adventure. Kira. Why, hello there. She says so cheerfully, it seems like she's gotten over her depression.
Ren.
Weiss. Well, Team Silver is ready for a day in town. Ruby. Alright, let's roll out. Everyone. Yeah, away.
Jaune. Yay.
Now back to Vale. Arcade Place. Ruby. Haha. I'm owning you, Jaune. Jaune. Geez, Ruby, take it easy, Jaune's just a noob. Blake. Jaune, I do think you're supposed to hold it that way. Jaune, what's wrong? He shows the controller. Jaune. Ha ha ha, it's upside down. Jaune just grumbles. Weiss giggles as she found it cute to see the mighty Lifeform pout for the first time. Nora. Come on, I want to see a winner. Run. Calm down, Nora. Kira. Don't worry, Jaune, it happens sometimes. Later. Vale Restaurant. Nora. MRPHMRNNFFF.
Eh.
Jaune. Man, I never thought we could it in such a fancy place. Weiss. Well, think of it as a part of my apology. And this is nothing. Only the best for my new friends. Ruby. I love this chocolate chip cake. Blake. Ruby, eat some of the food before dessert. Jaune. Here, eat some meat and veggies. Ruby. No. They were just laughing, having a good time as they noticed someone not speaking.
They looked to Jaune, who were they supposed drinking a cup of chocolate milk with a face comparable to a child.
Jaune. What is this? Jaune. It's chocolate milk. Jaune. Can I have more? Weiss. Just order, it's fine. Jaune. Great, there's two of them now. Blake. Are you and Ruby related?
The table just erupted in laughter as Ruby pouted. She wished they were related in a different way.
Much later, Vale Park. Jaune. I never thought I'd see such a beautiful place. Ruby. Well, we have better meadows and patch. Weiss. Jaune, I met with someone called Pietro Polendina when I went to go meet Headmistress Goodwitch. Is she your sister? Jaune. Yes, she is. Miss Goodwitch is actually my stepmother, as Ozpin treats me as his grandson. Weiss was surprised at the confession. Jaune. Don't worry, I didn't receive special treatment. Actually, I got restricted to perform any higher than what was given to me. Weiss raised a brow.
He lifts his hands to show her the rings.
Jaune. These aren't a fashion design. They are inhibitor rings. Weiss, what? Jaune. I was allowed to enter Beacon under one condition: is I permanent wear them. They are only to be removed in defense of life or extreme emergency. They limit my already vast power, my semblance, if you will. Weiss, how much are you limited? Jaune. I'm allowed only to show 10% F my true power. Ruby. Then, at initiation when you saved me. Jaune. I was using 100% of my 10%. It was calculated that 10% of my power is equivalent to a huntsman in training. Nora. So, if you remove them, you'll get stronger? Then show us.
Jaune. No.
Absolutely not. He realized he raised his voice as Nora deflates. Jaune. Sorry. It's just I'm avoiding any attention from Atlas. If they find out about me, Blake, they'll experiment on him. Jaune. I'm showing you my trust, Weiss, by sharing this information. I hope you do the same. Weiss. You have my word, and for what it's worth, you'll be an amazing huntsman in the future, Jaune. Jaune, thanks. The day ended where Jaune learned a lot of the outside world, as it was both unwelcoming and welcoming. Truly means everyone is different.